5:15 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've been up since about 1:50 talking with different members of my executive team. I wanted to come out here, send you guys a quick data set that I've been kind of pondering. Yesterday, I felt a little bit bogged down by my to-do list, a little bit overwhelmed by the things that I had to accomplish for the day. And then, of course, different issues that arise in your life that you have to deal with as well outside of business. So you have a two-sided kind of synergy that can come up in your entrepreneurial journey that if you're not aware of, can cause you a lot of headaches and stress. And that's, putting out personal fires in your personal life and then putting out business fires. So the way that you want to manage this is you want to be able to scale your life in proportion to your ability to sustain it. So let me say that one more time. You have to scale your life in proportion to your ability to sustain it. So this applies to your business and it applies to your personal life as well. I was sitting down with one of the e-commerce experts inside Capital Club. He does about $40 million a year. I think they're in about 90 retailers. So they're doing quite well. He was telling me, they had just finished raising a round. I think they closed a $10 million round or something pretty substantial. They gave him a 9-figure valuation. And he said, the biggest issue that we kind of encountered was the situation that you're talking about, and at the end of the day, guys, you have to be able to position yourself in a situation to win. And unless you know how the game is played, then you're not going to be able to do so. And that's kind of why I've been able to advance extremely well in life, is I've been able to kind of collect these data sets and compile them and create my own off of networking and conversing with people that have accomplished incredible things. So he was telling me, about how he often regrets the fact that he scaled his business operation too quick. And we need to understand, there's this bullshit facade online about having hundreds of employees and about having a ton of shit and managing a big payroll. At the end of the day, what matters is how much money do you get to keep? Who gives a fuck about the numbers that you're running, right? How much money do you get to put away? How much money do you get to save up for your kids and to build up your estate, right? The idea of preservation of wealth, which we're going to be talking about inside Capital Club. I have one of the top money guys in the world. If I mentioned the name, you guys would know, coming to Capital Club. But I can't give you guys a name just yet. But anyways, so you don't want to be scaling your life too quickly. On the personal side, you don't want to scale your fixed expenses. On your business side, you don't want to scale your fixed expenses. What are fixed expenses? Fixed expenses are these expenditures that you can count on, repeating themselves month and month again. Subscriptions, rent, payroll, all these things, right? So you need to be able to keep fixed expenses at a low. Why? Because you need to be able to have room for error. Not every month in your business is going to be a good month. And that's the fallacy that a lot of these coaches and gurus teach, is they kind of show that every month is upside. And I know most of these kids personally, myself, right? I know them. Not every month is a good month. I get to interact with them on a personal level, so I also get to hear the bottlenecks and the issues that they face. And it's not always an upside. So the question is, what do you do when a downside comes? You need to have enough room and buffer to be able to sustain it. So thankfully, he was telling me that this guy that does $50 million a year in e-commerce, 40 to 50, he said, what I had to do was I had to let some people go. I had to focus on the key hires, and the key hires were individuals that were generating revenue, because at the end of the day, you need cash flow. And he did the same thing for his personal life, right? Anything that was cutting out attention or was an unnecessary expenditure, he cut out. And then he just focused his attention and energy towards investing into those things and those people and those situations that actually had a good ROI attached to it with a low, what we could call bleed rate, where the money is kind of getting depleted slowly but surely. When you're depleting your money quicker than you're generating revenue, you can quickly enter a state of anxiety, right? So you become anxious because you're depleting your capital. So your focus is on capital preservation instead of capital creation, which is obviously how you technically preserve capital, is by creating more. Because the capital that you currently have, like let's say right now you're sitting on $50,000, you're not going to have those $50,000 probably in like 2 years or 3 years. Why do I know this to be true? Because you're most likely going to invest it into something. And yeah, you may hold on to the 50 grand, but that's very rare. Most people are out here doing things with their money because money is not worth very much. So you need to be able to kind of free up that mental real estate by focusing on scaling your life in direct proportion to your ability to sustain it. So if you can sustain your lifestyle or your business growth, perfect. You have to test slowly and figure out how much you can handle with your current system, with your current teams, with your current cash flow, and with your current bank balance. And this way you can navigate entrepreneurial endeavors without the stress of meeting payroll and being able to be creative and focus on building dope shit. And that's kind of one of the mottos of Capital Club, is this concept of, we build dope shit. And the reason we're able to build dope shit is because thankfully the founders, me, Steve, and the rest of the launch team, a lot of us are extremely well financially. I have people on my executive team that are already millionaires. So the entire motivation for launching a product isn't driven by profit, but it's driven by being able to put out dope shit. And that's what Capital Club is, right? Putting out something that the market has never seen, and it's just absolutely fucking crazy. And the only reason we're able to do that is because we have money. The only reason we have money is because we were able to establish some sort of money generating path that allowed us to sustain some sort of capital creation mechanism, make X amount of dollars, and now be able to deploy those into building other cool things. Why? Because we have the mental real estate, we have the peace to be able to do these things. It's 5:24 in the morning. This audio is 8 minutes in. Hopefully you guys have listened to this absolute fucking G session that I've decided to give you guys. A lot of people, they may be making more money than me, but how many people are right now 5:50 in the morning or 5:25 in the morning are getting in their cars or getting in the metro or getting in their whatever taxi and headed to Wall Street to go get ready for the fucking week, trading stocks, scamming investors, pumping and dumping, running false news, chasing coins, chasing pennies, chasing news, creating fake news, creating markets, narratives. Or you can be in your mid-20s, potentially making, let's say, 1/10 of what these Wall Street guys make. Let's say they make $10 million a year. Let's say I make $1 million a year net profit. But I get to travel the world 6 months out of the year. I get to live on an island. I pay 0% taxes. I have a great community. I have a good physique. I have people that love me and take care of me. I have people that I love and I take care of. I get to wake up when I want to wake up. I get to go to bed when I want to go to bed. Nobody's my boss and tells me what the fuck to do. I do whatever I say. I say whatever I do. I'm kind of free-spirited and I kind of have that ability. So you kind of have to be able to pick your poison and pick your life. Do you want to be able to compromise X, Y, and Z to receive something or not? And I've just not been willing to sacrifice my personal well-being for the growth of a business that is not sustainable. Because I know my limitations, and the limitations aren't like going to be there forever. They're limitations that through repetition and getting better, you overcome. But once you recognize your limitations, you scale in accordance to your limitations while you continue to improve. So I wanted to share this data set with you guys. It's easy to compare yourself to somebody else's journey. It's easy to look at somebody with a Lambo and wish that you were them. But when you're actually sitting in the Lambo or you're actually sitting in this nice car, it doesn't really, like, it's cool, but it's not life-changing foundationally, shaking to the core type experience. Those experiences are when you can put your parents away from never having to work again, or when you can look at your bank account balance and be like, hey, I have fuck you money, or when you can take care of orphans or people that are in need. This is where things begin to count. But you need time, energy, and attention in order to be able to do other things in life besides just business. Business is there for you to make money, right? That's what business is there for. So once you make the money that you want to make, then there's other things to do. So I look forward to sharing with you guys a lot of these data sets inside Capital Club. It's opening this summer. If you guys don't know what the summer is, look up on Google, when does the summer end? And, well, you'll have your answer. But besides that, just wanted to impart this data set, 5:27 a.m. in the morning with you guys, 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Have a blessed day. And, focus on scaling your life in direct proportion to your ability to sustain it. And you will live one good-ass life.